What's happening? Casters, what's going on? How's everybody doing this evening?
Oh, Johnny boy. It's a celebratory week, so I got to start with what are you drinking on from the cooler from 4 weeks ago?
I'm still drinking the Outlaw beer. Are you familiar with Outlaw?
I am not.
It's a Tivoli beer made here in Colorado. It's just a light beer, and you can get a big old suitcase of it at Costco for like I don't know, it was like $14 or something like that. So
get out of town. So it's a lawnmower beer.
It's definitely a lawnmower beer, and very cheap, but it's good. I was still getting through it last week, and I must have drank like 5 of them, and they're not high alcohol, so it's not a big deal. But I just felt terrible the next day. I just was like, oh my God, I can't drink that much beer on a Wednesday night anymore. It's just killing me. So hopefully you're doing well. And I see you've got something else to drink tonight. Is that true?
I do. I feel like, this is a new podcast, so we have to prove the authenticity of the people hosting it. And so I figured nothing better to follow through than some Blazing Apple from our friends at Fireball that we discussed last week.
Advertising works.
Yeah, they didn't give this to us. I mean, I had to pay the whopping $13 of this fine $7.50 flask of, it smells like cinnamon and apple. It's almost like a caramel apple, John. You're missing out.
Now that you say the cinnamon and the apple together, that might be all right. That might be a nice Halloween fall drink, So
well, we may be falling by the end of this episode, depending on how delicious it is.
That's true. Well, why don't you taste it? Taste it.
Okay, why don't we we'll do this live, John.
Let everyone see your face as you taste it. Wow, big pull. Damn. Yes, and
it's very little apple.
It's a lot of
it's a lot of cinnamon. It's like you took a fifth of Fireball and then you dropped in like 3 Jolly Ranchers.
Oh, okay.
It's like subtle.
75% cinnamon, 24% ass, and 1% apple.
There's definitely a hairy taste on the front of it.
It's the blazing asshole. So
yeah.
All right. Well, keep drinking that, and we'll continue on with the show. So we finally got a win after the last couple weeks. Glorious win. We kind of knew it was happening, but it was good nonetheless. And we kind of saw it was, we knew it was going to happen because the Bengals are terrible. Did you think it was going to be that big of a blowout? And should they have blown them out even more?
Well, John, this is easy. I mean, we can roll the tape back, but I believe my final score last week was 30-14.
Ooh, I think you're right. Yeah.
So I gave the Bengals a little bit more credit than they showed. They were just pathetic.
They were pathetic. They're very pathetic. They've got some of the best players in the world, and they can't get the ball to them because Jake Brown-Holio is just not very good. And the over-under was hold on, let me look at this one more time. I don't know what it was. It was like 44 or something like that. So it went well under that. I missed the first half. I was busy that night. But I was on a group text with some fellows we know. And based on like the beginning of the game, so I was getting their text. I was like, "Oh, this isn't going very good." Jeez, woo. So, and then I just kind of tuned it out, and then I was like, "Well, I'm going to get home and I'm going to watch the second half." Turn it on, it's like 21-3, and I was like, "Oh!" From the way these guys are sounding when the game first started, this was going to be horrible. But they seemed to like started to roll at that point, and they obviously won the game handily, but. Is it natural now just to think if they start slow, that's just going to be a horrible slog the whole game?
I don't know. It was a clunky win. I mean, no doubt from your friend's text, I felt the same way. I mean, there were some defensive penalties there, and I'm like, Jesus, we talked about this on the show. Is this the direction it's going? And then by the end of the second quarter, things had started picking up. And then it kind of like, it was great. And then it went flat again. And I think the problem is, like we talked about last week, they've got to find a way to get rhythm. And at least it got the offensive rhythm going this week, which was great. But it just needs to be perpetual and not so herky-jerky, if you want to call it that.
Yeah, it kind of seems that way. Like they just they might get the very first game, the first week. I think they came out blazing. It was great. And I was like, they look fantastic. They stalled. I think maybe they kicked a field goal or whatever they did, and then after that, it was like, oh, this isn't very good. This is they're not doing very well. There's no rhythm. They'll get a little get hot for a little bit, and then it just seems to fall flat. So um, they've got to figure it out. They're going to have a big challenge this week. We'll talk about that later. But yeah, I don't know if they can't find that rhythm, if they can't come out firing right off the bat. This is not good. I don't think it's going to be. It's certainly indicative of kind of like an up and down season.
Yeah, no, I think, like I said, the game felt clunky. They didn't get themselves in long third down situations like they had the previous two games. I mean, look, you look at the numbers and you think the game would have gone a little bit better as far as rhythm is for the Broncos. I mean, Bo Nix got his first 300-yard passing game, 2 touchdowns, 1 inside. And then you also had that last week you were talking about crazy plays. Hand off to Marvin Mims for a touchdown. I mean, that actually worked. The flea flicker didn't. So I think it's a tale of 2 Broncos. Last week, past couple weeks, the Broncos couldn't seem to stop big plays. You play the Bungles this week. You got some momentum. That's great. But to your point, we're going to talk about the Eagles later, and that's going to probably be a different story.
Well, this was the first game to have 100-yard rusher since Sean Payton's been there, right?
Yeah, so it was 38 games, John.
38 games. That's a long time. So I could have sworn they had a 100-yard rusher, but then you start thinking about it and you're like, oh, you know what? That kind of makes sense. It's pretty crazy. Did you see the J.K. Dobbins interview he did in Spanish?
Yes, that was phenomenal.
It's great, and somebody was complaining about it, like this is America, and I was like, dude, half the people in America speak Spanish. I go, you're not gonna, if you speak Spanish, you can give a Spanish interview. You go speak Spanish.
Absolutely.
It's so like it's just so ignorant to think like, oh, that's a problem. It's like, dude, remember the guy the guy that said Vance Joseph was having the time of his life or whatever that thing. You remember this?
No,
long time ago, when Vance was the head coach, and there was some guy, and he said something about Vance is having the time of his life. He was like a Spanish language reporter. People love football all over the world, so you're going to have people speaking a different language who are covering it. So if somebody on the team can speak Spanish and do a full interview in Spanish, that's fantastic. We like.
Oh yeah,
it's
phenomenal.
So, now I'm learning German, so I can speak Broncos to any German podcasts out there. I can say Sean Payton, Pupollengrossen ist gestinken. That's what I will say about Sean Payton.
That's some good, almost Super Troopers level comedy right there, John. I appreciate that.
It's very far from that, but thank you. I appreciate that. What I wanted to talk about is Bo Nix, and not his performance. I think Bo looks good.
He's Bo Deemer. He's a Bo Deemer.
Bo Deemer?
Yeah, didn't you? Oh, you missed that because you didn't see the first half. He threw a pick right in the end zone, and then everybody's like, dang it, here we go again. This is the typical Broncos. And then next play just charged right downfield and scored a touchdown. It was phenomenal. So I called him the Bo Deemer because
like a redeemer.
Correct. That maybe it's a bad pun. I had to explain it. Never mind. Let's drop it.
I think I got it. No, I think the tools are there. I think you can see that he knows what to do. He's got a good arm. He can run. I think he's there. I think there's just a couple things need to be tweaked, and it might be something to do with the coach. But I don't know. We'll see about that. Everyone on my chat that I was telling you is not a big fan of Sean Payton. So I like to get in when the Sean Payton discourse is negative. I like to get in on the other side and start going. Because what I was going to do, I was going to go, boy, I from the earlier texts, I could have sworn they were doing really bad, but it looks like Sean Payton came through. Everybody,
King Payton is here.
They love that. They love that because if you don't like Sean Payton, you don't want to hear about how great he is because he's not. So anyway, so what I was going to say about Bo Nix, my wife tells me one day, she goes, I'm really sick of Bo Nix. And I was like, what? I go, what are you talking about? I go, what do you mean that you're sick of Bo Nix? How do you know who Bo Nix is? And she's like, oh, he's on every commercial. And I'm like, what? So I don't watch any of the local TV stuff. She watches like the local stuff in the morning for the weather and everything. And I guess he's on everything. He's on like healthcare commercials. He's on credit union commercials, and he's on tons of stuff. And she's sick of him. And then I caught some of them on that broadcast because it was the local ABC affiliate that was playing, or whoever, NBC was playing it, and so a bunch of his commercials came on there. And I have seen one where like he's like high-fiving people that just had a baby and stuff like that, or like he's like going to a bank. So he's in all the commercials now, I guess. And I was just kind of like, well, I guess get used to it, because he's going to be here a while, and unless he flames out real bad, he's going to be in commercials all the time. So still far more handsome than John Elway ever was. So
I was going to say, like, what's the difference between John Elway, Denver staple? Here's this kid who's been in town for, a year and a half. And now we're like, we're already tired of him. He's in the King Super commercials getting a chocolate donut. What's the feeling about that? Why the hate?
Well, she doesn't like football anyway, so she's not into it. I think most people don't care. If all of a sudden this guy is, all of a sudden on your TV all the time, you'd be like, well, shit, I don't care about this guy. It's like my thing with Andrew Whitworth. You know who Andrew Whitworth is?
No, enlighten me.
Okay. See, this is a perfect example. You don't know who Andrew Whitworth is, yet he's been sold to us all as NFL legend Andrew Whitworth.
Legend.
NFL legend. You don't even know who he is. And
no.
I got in this big argument with our buddy Snyder about this.
Right.
And I said, nobody knows who this guy is. He's not an NFL legend. He's like, he's an NFL legend. He's going to be in the Hall of Fame. He's blah, 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 blah. I guess he played for the Rams. He was a lineman for the Rams. Yeah.
Not ringing a bell.
I think he won a Super Bowl with them when they won it a couple years ago. I think maybe. I don't even know. No, I thought he played for the Titans. I literally don't know.
Hey, do you know Lyle Alzado?
Of course.
Okay, well, there's a name I remember. I wasn't even around when he played.
Most people know who Lyle Alzado is, right?
I think if you're a legend, if two generations before you can still remember who you are.
Exactly. So Andrew Whitworth is this alleged legend. He's being marketed as this legend, and he's on the Thursday night broadcast. Okay, so you've probably seen him. He's a big, bald, white guy. Okay.
Oh yeah,
yeah, you've seen him. And but he's standing up there with like Richard Sherman and fucking Fitzmagic. Those guys. NFL legends. You knew who they were when they played. Richard Sherman was all over the place. Like we all knew who Richard Sherman was when he played, right? Fitzmagic played. You wanted to see what he was going to do because he was kind of like a really kind of surprising player, and a
glorious beard.
Exactly, big beard. So those guys to me are NFL legends because everybody can identify them. I've asked several people about this. My wife's aunt, who would come stay with us once in a while and loves football, and I would sit and watch football with her. And I said, do you know who this guy is? About Andrew Whitworth. She's like, I have no idea who that is. And I was like, exactly. I was like, nobody knows who this is. This woman watches football every Sunday, watches all the games, she watches all of it, has no idea who the guy is. So I got into a big argument with our buddy Snyder about this, and he said, "Oh, this guy's a Hall of Famer. He's a legend." Blah blah. I'm like, look, man. If 95% of the people don't know who he is, you cannot call him an NFL legend. You can say NFL player and NFL lineman Andrew Whitworth,
former player.
Yeah, former player. I didn't want to say NFL great. You could say NFL good Andrew Whitworth.
NFL mediocrity.
And NFL decent. I think he won a Super Bowl. So that's like what his deal is. But seriously, like offensive linemen, obviously, unsung heroes. They do a good job. I could tell you offensive linemen for the Broncos for sure. Mark Schlereth.
Oh, McGlinchey, just the name alone.
Well, all those guys, like you know them when you're following your own team.
Right.
But any other team, you're like, I don't know, fuck you. I mean, defensive players, sure, those guys. If you got like edge rushers and linebackers, stuff like that, those guys. But offensive linemen, nah, you don't really know them too much. So, but yes, I thought I'd ask you that because every time I ask somebody, they could be pretty diehard fans, they could be fairly casual fans. They don't know who he is. Like I had to explain to you who he was on the broadcast. And then you went, oh yeah, that guy.
Yeah, but, just say the bald white guy.
Yeah, the bald white guy.
Broadcasting it immediately negates like 90% of the commentators.
Big guy, good-looking guy. He's got a beard. He looks like he's still in shape, but like not an NFL legend. So let's not go there. You got to find some other way to describe him because it's not happening. So anyway, I had to get that out of there when we're talking about these players in the media, ex-players, current players, things like that. I
also love that you used the podcast to slam Snyder. Like here all live, I put my point with an exclamation.
Well, I'll tell you what. We'll have him chime in one of these nights. Maybe in the next week or so, we'll have him jump in and he can try to defend his position on Andrew Whitworth, NFL legend, because
he may have to take over the title of blazing asshole from the drink itself.
I don't think he'd drink that. I think he might take a sip just to say he did, but I don't think he would drink that. So.
He's got other standards.
He does have other standards. So, but no, that's what I just wanted to cover that and make sure everyone knew that Andrew Whitworth is not an NFL legend. He's an NFL guy, definitely an NFL guy, but
he got a check from the NFL at one point in his career.
He did. Yes. So, but no, I mean, they try to do that all the time. Like, they're always talking about like ESPN personalities, and they're like, Molly Queerum, whatever her name is, has moved on to this other thing. And I'm like, the only reason I know who that woman is because I had to see the stupid gambling commercial where she talked about Molly's money lines. I have
so you got to explain this to me because I saw that it flicked through my Instagram. I'm like, I have no idea who the hell this person is. And why is this a big to do?
It's not a big to do. It's not, there's nothing. That's the thing. They make it this big to do. So I don't know what show she was on or anything like that. I don't watch that stuff anymore. And as I say, like most normal people don't, because
I think it was Pardon the Interruption.
No, she was not on that. And was a show that I watched back in the day. I think it just stopped. There was a time where we all watched ESPN, right? We all watched
back in the day. Steve Berman after the games, nothing better than the Sunday recap.
We always watch that stuff. And now I think they diluted their product down so much. Like you don't know, like I couldn't tell you if like Sports Center's on, like I don't know. And like it just they kind of screwed it all up. So I just stopped watching it. And it just became a lot of people arguing, blah, blah, blah. Everybody knows, everyone has the same reasons why that they don't watch it. So as it went along, they kind of just pretended like, oh yeah, everybody watches this. We all know who Molly Queerum is. And it's like, no, we don't. I go, she was in a gambling commercial with like Stephen A. and like one of the other dudes that's been on there forever. And like, I was just like, I don't know who this is. And I was like, granted, I don't watch that shit. I don't watch ESPN unless I have to, like a game's on or whatever. But like, I just think that they've overestimated how much people care about it. And now I see that she left there. They keep talking about, oh, she's doing this now, she's doing that. It's like, nobody cares about this. Nobody cares about it. Like there's probably some guys that are like, have like, jacked off to her and they're probably into it. They're probably following her career, but it's like, I'm not, I don't care about this. This is just another talking head on ESPN. Like when they do the games and then the bald guy shows up, the bald guy with the glasses, like, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I can't even think of his name. He shows up.
He's a legend, by the way.
He's an ESPN legend for sure.
ESPN legend.
He looks like a weird Batman villain, is what he looks like to me. And when he shows up, I'm just like, man, I don't care. I'm turning this off. I don't want to see this guy. So
nobody wants to see the Penguin.
No. He's more like Mr. Freeze or like Egghead. He looks like Egghead. Remember Egghead? I think Vincent Price played him on the old show.
Yes, he did.
So when I had ESPN Plus for whatever reason, and I was watching hockey because they always have a lot of hockey games on there. They'll try to cram their personalities into these games that normally your regular guy would announce. So it's just like your Padres. I know you love your Padres, right?
My Padres.
Your Padres won today.
Tied the series up. It was great.
That's great. And so you're watching Padres games all season long, right? And then all of a sudden you got to get these asshole national announcers that don't know what they don't know the same things that your local guys knew. They do this with hockey all the time. You've got Mark Mosier does the Avalanche games on TV the whole season long, right? And then they get to the playoffs, and then it's like you got to deal with John Buccigross, and it's like, oh man, fucking sucks. He has no idea who any of the people are, hasn't watched them all season long, and he's got to call the game. I feel ripped off by that. I feel like violated by that. I think that's bullshit that they swoop in at that point. I think you should always have an option to listen to your local guys. But at some point they pull the plug on that. I know they'll let them do maybe the first round or two sometimes, but then after that you can't get it for the finals. You can't get that at all. I think that's lame. And I resent that the ESPN people are the ones doing it because nobody respects ESPN. Do you know anybody that watches ESPN anymore?
Not anymore.
No. Why would you watch it other than it's like Monday Night Football or there's a hockey game on it? It just doesn't appeal to me anymore. So I think most normal people don't watch that anymore. I think they get their, if they're going to watch sports, they will either watch the game or they'll get some clip online. Obviously the internet's changed that, but I just think it's something that has passed us, that has passed them by, and they haven't accepted it yet. And I think they still are making money because they say, oh, everyone watches ESPN. And I think they're just they just kind of make these things up, much like Andrew Whitworth, NFL legend.
Yeah, no, I think, not to get super deep here on the Broncos Booze Up podcast about media and money, but I will think, you look at that and it is a lot of old media at ESPN. And I think when you look at, everything is vying for your attention 24/7. And so you end up wanting to spend time with the people that you connect the most with. And I think you and I have done a show like this or other shows previous to this. You gained viewership or listenership because the people related to you. And I think as the decentralization of, big media is happening, you have more people that you'd rather sit down and watch an Instagram live and watch the game with than you would wanting to watch big time announcers and things of that nature. I will say though, on another point that you made, one of my favorite things about the Major League Baseball app, and this is where I think the NFL fails, is that I can listen to any stream audio while I'm watching the video feed. And the fact that I can listen to Tony Gwynn Jr., call a Padres game is just phenomenal. When I love the guys who do TV, but it's options to your point. So anyways.
No, that's great. And we all want options, but options almost have killed that portion of media off because now, nobody wants to watch it. Is SportsCenter on tonight? Can I go watch, that and see highlights of all these baseball games if I wanted to?
But I don't think it works that way anymore, John. Think about it. When you're sitting down and watching TV, 9 times out of 10, I'm flipping through my phone. The TV is secondary.
Absolutely.
Whatever I have in front of my face.
I don't know. I just think that I can kind of tell when we're being not lied to, but look at that big pull of that devil's asshole.
It's going to make it worthwhile, John. The show's got a whole nother 30 minutes to go. We're going to make it a winner.
Maybe. I think all the time, I just see where we're being manipulated. You see it in every walk of life. You're like, that's not true. And yet they're making it sound true. And it just, I see it so much more now, and I resent it. But I get that from these sports things too, where they're like, oh, we're gonna put a bunch of the Barstool assholes on a TV show. Everyone's gonna love it. And it's like, no one's gonna love it. It's totally low rated. And it's like, why do you think we would like that? And I think they manufacture this and they cram it down your throat so much that it just ends up being like moderately successful because they get somebody to watch it. But the same thing with all these people on ESPN now.
You bring
like when all those dudes, Dan Patrick and all those guys were on there, and I know this sounds like nostalgia, but those guys were like kind of, celebrities. Like you're like, oh man, these guys are great. And they were very good at what they did. But I think they've tried to continue that. And they said, oh, you guys like these strong personalities, right? Well, here's Stephen A. Smith and Molly Querim. And you're like, fuck, I guess I can see why people would like Stephen A. Smith. He's interesting. But I don't want to watch him. I don't want to watch any of these people. So,
well, it's funny. Just to bring it back to Broncos, if you think back, you make a good point, and I can bring it back to Broncos history. Do you remember the Broncos offensive line during I forget what Super Bowl number it was, but they refused to talk to the media. I think it was 98. Yeah, it was 98.
Yeah, they would never speak to him.
Yeah, we don't want to talk to the media. The media sucks. They blow things out of proportion. We don't want to do it. And do you remember who the asshole reporter was who got them to open that can?
I would take a guess that it was Mark Kisla.
Nope, you were close. It's Adam Schefter.
Oh, gotcha.
Adam Schefter was the reporter who cracked the code on making the NFL get players to talk. And I think the thing that, and I agree with you, John, nothing irritates me more than when you take me out of the game and then you're like, oh, guess what? It's a halftime interview with the coach. And if I'm the coach, I'm like, last thing I want to do is talk to you when I'm coming off the field. I'm down 14 points. It's like, I'm not telling you my game plan. Go fuck yourself. Same thing with players. It takes some of the mystery out of enjoying the game and just going, I wonder what he was thinking. Like not everything has to be a soundbite for a click.
And it makes sense that Schefter would be the one to do it. That fucking weasel, that little fucking punk would do that and get those guys. Cause that was cool as hell. And someone chimed in, they mentioned Tom Nalen. And I was like, I was thinking of Tom Nalen too, and I was talking about Australia. Like I know Tom Nalen's name. Actually, we know Tom Nalen a little bit. Last time I saw Tom Nalen, I was dropping my dogs off at the dog groomer, and I tell you this story.
No,
well, it was down the way, and I'm walking out, and I hear my name, and I'm like, who the fuck? And I turn around. Now Tom Nalen was a big guy, right? He was a big guy. Yeah. But when he stopped playing, he got real lean. But he's still a really big guy. Like he's very tall. Like if you saw him, you'd be like, that dude, give me the business. Like he'll fuck you up. And he's not big and fat anymore. Like when he was a lineman,
he's just a big dude.
Big, lean, scary looking guy. Anyway, he saw my truck. He remembered me from the time we had him on our thing before. And I chatted with him. This was like, maybe like, almost like a year ago or so. But yeah, he's awesome. He's really good. And he was great too. Yeah, none of those guys talked until that fucking weasel, Adam Schefter, made them talk, as now I've learned. But here's also why I don't like Adam Schefter. Can we talk about Adam Schefter real quick?
Let's keep it going. This is why it's the Booze Cast or the Booze Up.
Adam Schefter sucks because, well, one, he was here, and I think he was already national. He was gone out of here, but he still had all the connections here. When Mike Anderson got busted for weed, do you remember this?
I do.
Mike Anderson started the Mile High Salute, right? Ex-Marine.
Played at Camp Pendleton.
He was great, right? Fucking good dude, great football player. He got popped for weed. Now I don't know what he was using it for. It could, as we know, people could use it for pain relief. Now they probably do. He got busted for it, got I think suspended for a couple games. And Adam Schefter wrote this thing about, oh, it's such a shame that he did this. And it was like, he was just like, oh, tisk, Mike Anderson. And it was just so like service to the owners. And it was such bullshit. And I was like, why? I know it's against the rules technically, but like, really, you have to grandstand and moralize that this guy got popped for weed. And I was like, that's just fucking bullshit. So that's what Adam Schefter's all about. He's only going to do the fucking bidding of the owners. So if I was a player, I would never talk to that guy. I'd be like, fuck off, man. I'd be like, that I'm not going to talk to you, because he did Mike Anderson dirty, and he's probably done tons of players dirty too, because he only listens to the owners and the people who pay his bills. So fuck Adam Schefter once again. You suck. And I know plenty of people that know him because of his time here, and they all fucking worship him. And I get it. He's like a kingmaker, right? So if he wants to bring you along to be on ESPN, you can't rock the boat and go, hey, this guy kind of sucks. This guy's a fucking dickhead. Because then you'll never get the brass ring. I totally get that. I wouldn't expect anybody who is like, has known him from back in the day to say anything like that. But I can, because I don't have any fucking allegiance to him. He sucks. He's a fucking suck up to the owners, and he should fuck off. That's all I got to say on the matter.
Well, this is good, John, because I want you to know you've just created a new segment called the Broncos Booze Up Wall of Hate. And our inaugural person, who's number one on the command board, is our good friend, Adam Schefter.
I'm going to nail his fucking face to the wall. Tell him to fuck off. Fucking asshole.
Oh, this is great. I'm going to clip this into a segment later. This is great.
Yeah.
I love it.
I've certainly gone on and on about him before, but yeah, that thing with Mike Anderson, that really rubbed me the wrong way. I was like, come on, man. I got the guy fucking smoked weed. I was like, he's an American hero, and he fucking, he played really well for the Broncos. I mean, he created the Mile High Salute, dude. I mean, you're gonna shaft him.
Yeah, did Adam Schefter write an article about Marshawn Lynch when he was passed out in his car in Las Vegas with half the front end missing a couple summers back? I don't believe so.
Probably not, no. But that depends if somebody told him not to, because if someone says don't write this. So what happened is the Broncos were upset that he got popped for weed, because he got suspended. So they're out Mike Anderson for a couple of games. We could look it up and see how long it was. And so, the Broncos were pissed off. And so then it was like, Adam, get to work, demonize this guy, make him seem really bad because he fucking toke some reefer, because he fucking bashed into other grown men for an hour, and he hurt a little bit. So he had to smoke a little weed. And it was like, oh, you got a fucking American hero, guy who served his country, can't smoke a little weed? Give me a fucking break.
Look at Ricky Williams. I mean, he was run out of town during that era. I mean, he was kind of the first to say, well, I don't care. I'd rather do that than football. Interesting choice.
Hey, you know what? Ricky, there's probably a lot of guys like that. Ricky got a big old contract, probably was set for life. He probably got a second contract too, I'd imagine. He played long enough. But yeah, he was just like, I'd rather go sit in an ashram and fucking meditate and do yoga and smoke doobies than get fucking drilled into the ground and get fucking CTE. Nothing wrong with that, Ricky. That's fucking awesome. I think more people should do that, So
that's why I like the comment from the asymptomatics. Meanwhile, Elway just pounding Jack Daniels nonstop.
Elway has been known to have a few drinks. Yes.
My favorite was that TMZ clip when he came out that one time and they were interviewing him. He's like, "Good for you, bud." It's a fantastic gif on Giphy now.
Yeah.
Hey, don't leave Romanowski out your mouth, the asymptomatics. That's my boy.
Yeah, we don't badmouth Romanowski. Although Romanowski was probably we're gonna find him. We're definitely gonna find him probably like drooling in a corner here very soon. I think that guy took a lot of drugs. A lot of steroids, a lot of things to keep going. And
what was the name of that character in the program who was basically Bill Romanowski? Do you remember that guy?
No, I never saw it.
Oh, you never saw the maybe it was Ogre. No, that's Revenge of the Nerds.
Ogre, yeah.
You got to watch the program, John. It's a classic football game. I think next week we're gonna have a segment called "Movies John Needs to Watch."
It's going to be a lot of those in there. So
that's right.
And this isn't like, like I'll be listening to like some, fantasy podcast and someone's like, I've never seen Goodfellas, like that. Like, it's not like that, it's stuff that, that probably a lot of people saw, but not like everybody saw, you know, or
Yeah.
it's like, I've never seen Apocalypse Now. What? Really? Jesus. Okay. Yeah, a lot of things that are, a lot of those sports movies, like never really, like especially the football ones, never really did much for me. No, like
Jerry Maguire.
no, never saw it. No, what's the one that they had the TV show? Oh, Friday Night Lights.
Oh
So
yeah, that was good.
never seen that. Now, hold on though. It was a movie before it was a TV show, right?
Correct.
The movie, the soundtrack is oh God, why can't I'm this is what happens. See, I would remember this right off the bat.
You have 4 lawnmower beers and you can't recall your musical friends.
Exactly. Oh God, what the fuck is the band called? I've seen them. I've gone to see them. I have all their records. Anyway, I'll think of it. They did the soundtrack to the movie, and it's phenomenal. It's really good. It's all instrumental. It's really fucking good. God, why can't I think of it? Explosions in the Sky. Sorry, I can't. Yeah, they did the soundtrack to the movie, and it's great. So that's the only thing I know about Friday Night Lights is that Explosions in the Sky did the soundtrack. They're from Texas. They made that. I think it's set in Texas. But anyway, I don't watch a lot of those. It just doesn't do much for me. But I could talk about Slapshot all day. I've seen Slapshot 100 times. Have you seen Slapshot?
No, it's the one with Stifler in it, correct?
Slapshot? No.
No.
With Paul Newman?
No, but I did see The Miracle. That was great. That's one of my favorite. The Mighty Ducks, another great hockey movie.
Ogie Oglethorpe. That's right. From fucking Slapshot. You listen. I know you've told me to watch all these movies that I'll never watch.
All right. Let's trade. I'm gonna watch Slapshot. What are you gonna watch? It's got to be a Tom Cruise movie.
Oh no!
It's got to be Jerry Maguire or Top Gun. You got to pick.
Wait! Didn't he do All the Right Moves? Isn't that a football movie?
Yeah.
Come on, Tom Cruise, hero fan.
No, we got to go with Jerry Maguire, Top Gun. Those are classics.
There's no football in Top Gun. There's only volleyball.
And you got to pick Jerry Maguire. It's a love story. Your wife will love that you watched it.
No, I don't think I'm going to watch that. But you have to see Slapshot. Slapshot's one of the best comedies, sports movies ever made. It's so good. You've seriously never seen it?
No.
You know who Paul Newman is, right?
Yeah. I know who Paul Newman is. Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. Yes, he was in what was it? Cocktail with Tom Cruise.
Paul Newman is in this, and he's awesome, and it's so good. Yeah, it's really good. It's a fantastic movie. It's hockey, but it's about what's going on in a small town. It's about these fucked up people. It's very good. It's excellent. So, have you seen Shoresy? Have you seen that? Speaking of hockey. Do you know what Shoresy is?
Yes, I know the reference. It's the next greatest Canadian film or TV series next to the Trailer Park Boys. It is.
Well, hold on. So you've seen Letterkenny then?
Yes, I'm thinking of Letterkenny. So Shoresy's the offshoot of it, correct?
It's a character from Letterkenny, and they made a whole other series about that. Letterkenny's very good. I enjoyed Letterkenny. But Shoresy's excellent. It's so good. Again, it's hockey. It's based in hockey, but it's so much more. And it's very funny. It's very good. So that's well worth watching too.
So you're saying you didn't watch The Return of the Mighty Ducks on Disney Plus when it ran last year?
No. I've not seen a Mighty Ducks movie.
Well, I'll just tell you a little background story on that, John, because it was really tragic. Emilio Estevez made his return. And then midway through the first season, they cut him because, COVID. He was a non-shot guy, and so they canned him for that.
Really?
So thus ended the career of Emilio Estevez as coach of the Mighty Ducks. He just disappeared.
They just offed him. They said no more.
Just wrote him off. I don't even remember. The woman from Gilmore Girls is the mom in there. But anyways, yeah, tragic story. That's about the biggest hockey knowledge I got for you, John.
Wow. Okay. Well. Okay. Yeah, it's good.
You're missing the Avalanche game right now.
It's preseason. It's not a big deal. Yeah. Regular season starts soon, so we'll be making sure that we're watching those for sure.
Well, it might be plus or minus a day on a Wednesday, Thursday, could be Tuesday, depending on the schedule.
Oh yeah, who knows? We have no idea yet. I mean, I guess I could look the schedule up, but I'm not going to do that. Yeah, I've got tickets coming up. Me and the aforementioned Snyder are going to go see a game here very soon. I'm going to tell him that you agree that Andrew Whitworth is an NFL legend. And once you figured out who he was, once you figured out who I was talking about, then you said, yes, NFL legend. Yes.
I'm sending Snyder my $5 as tribute for reminding me of his greatness.
I'm going to bring this up immediately when I see him next. So when I see him at that game, I'm going to fucking do that. Well, let's do this. Let's get into next week.
Yes.
Already. And we can round it out with that. So we've got your Denver Broncos traveling to Philadelphia to take on the Philadelphia Eagles. And the Eagles are favored by 3.5 points. The over-under is lower than last week. It's 43.5. So they think this is going to be – it was low scoring last week technically because the other team didn't score much.
That's usually what happens in some football games.
Well, but it would have went over. It would have went over last week if the Bengals
the other team scored more points.
If they put up a fight, But so, do we really think this is going to be that low scoring? Because I mean, we've seen probably nobody's put up more than like 24 points against them. I think I can't remember. I have to look it up. But it's a low of 43.5. I think it's going to be a defensive struggle, but I don't know. I mean, the Eagles are pretty good. They seem to have gotten away with a couple here last couple of weeks, and they've kind of eked out some wins. While they still look pretty good. Are the Broncos going to get it together? Are they finally going to kind of get everything clicking, and they're going to cover that 3.5 points? I think that might be a good bet to say the Broncos are going to cover 3.5 because I think they might get close, but they might not be able to push it over the top. What do you think?
No, I agree. I think this is going to be a hard game. I think, I had a lot of fan energy going into the first 3 weeks, and now that we're at week 5, you want things to settle down a bit, and I'm not comfortable enough to sit there and go, you know what, this is going to be a definite win. But I do feel, they're going to capitalize on the momentum of winning last week. That was a big win for them. They put up some big numbers in some key areas that they haven't in a long period of time. But I do think, you got to look at the Broncos secondary, and still they got to make sure they're not giving up big passes. And I think people were calling for Moss's head, a lot on Sunday, which is unfortunate because give the guy a chance a little bit. But when you have Patrick Surtain on the other side, it's kind of a mismatch of talent, if you will. It's a short week. I don't know. I think it's going to be a low scoring game to your point, but I do think the Broncos eke this out. Don't bet on my points, people. We all know how far off I am, but I'm going to say 17-12.
17-12?
17-12, John.
12. Okay, I'm going to write that down just so I can remember it. Denver will win 70-12. That's what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying. I was off by 2 points on the Broncos last week. This week, I'll probably be even further apart.
I think I think that the Broncos will cover the 3, but I think it's going to be a thing where Philly's going to kick a field goal right at the end, and they're going to win the game. And if you want to bet the Broncos 3.5, that's perfect. That'll work for you. But I think it's going to be a little higher scoring than that. But I do think that the Eagles are going to win. As always, I hope I'm wrong, but I think they're going into Philly. They've showed that have some kind of continuity issues with keeping things rolling. I want to be wrong, but I don't think that's going to be the case. I think they're gonna struggle a little bit. They'll probably have some moments. Maybe they even get the lead, but I think Philly's going to. I think they're going to ultimately win by 3 points. Sorry.
John, I was waiting for this moment, and I'm sorry, John. We're going to have to let you go.
Is that a toilet?
The toilet flushing, John.
Woo!
That's terrible. Why would you put that shit on the show? Lose? We don't lose.
I mean, I'm just being honest here, So, I mean, I can't, this isn't the Homer cast. We're not going to sit here and say, like, oh, they're going to win all their games like maybe somebody did when we started.
Did the Germans give up when the Japanese bombed Pearl Harbor, John?
The Germans didn't. No, they were emboldened. They said yes. They said that's awesome.
It's an Animal House reference, John. It's one
Yeah,
of my
I know,
favorites.
but
Okay, all right.
yeah, you said did the Germans give up when the Japanese bombed Pearl? The Japanese actually bombed Pearl Harbor.
Yes, but that's not the line in Animal House.
He says when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor.
Yeah, okay, whatever, John. I mean, look, I've got the fireball here.
Listen,
It's a little empty.
Give yourself the toilet flush because you got the quote wrong. Okay.
All right, fair enough. There we go.
How much you got left of the blazing asshole?
I would say I'm a little more than half bottle full.
Wow, pounded all that, huh?
Oh, it's the blazing apple, John. Like I said, it's just that small hint of sour apple at the end that makes you want more.
Well, I can dig it. It's just be aware it's not less alcohol because it's real sugary. It's the same amount of alcohol. They've crammed the same amount of alcohol. They've just added more sugar to it, which combined makes for a worse hangover. I don't know if you're aware of that.
I'm looking forward to RFK taking away my sugar-based fireball drinks. But maybe it's made with pure cane sugar, which makes it better for me.
I will guarantee you it is not. I will guarantee that it is made with whatever they refuse to use in Mountain Dew. That's what they make it with. They go, hey, we're Mountain Dew. We will not do this to our fucking slovenly customers. We will not harm them like this. We are not going to use this sugar. And the blazing asshole people swoop in and go, we'll take it. We'll take it. We want it. Let's go. We'll have all of it. Give us that sugar, that bad sugar.
I just love that you went straight for the worst soda possible, just off the top of your head. Like, it's the worst of Mountain Dew. That's the leftover that goes into the green apple. It's green. It tastes somewhat like apple. And you know what, John? Now that's all I'm tasting.
Well, have you had Mountain Dew lately?
Oh my God, Mountain Dew Zero is phenomenal. It's my second favorite next to Diet Coke.
I was not expecting that. I was thinking to go, oh no, I haven't drank that in years. I haven't drank that in forever. And the last time I had it, I just was like, oh my God. I go, this is just disgusting. I was like I used to drink it like a teenager. I'd be like, oh, Mountain Dew is great. Now I'm like, oh my God, the sugar in there tastes like fucking like acetone. It's like there's like a fucking solvent in there. It's so gross. And the blazing asshole people, that's what they're using. They're using the sugar that Mountain Dew refused.
Well, now you know why I actually buy the Mountain Dew, John. It's so I don't have to buy acetone to take off the wife's nail polish.
That's right. So yeah, you take the Mountain Dew. Yeah, you have to maybe soak it a little longer, but it'll take that shit right off. So
it's the carbonation, not the sugar, John.
It's good. It's good stuff. Well, look, let's get out of here. We'll keep it brief. We have our predictions. You obviously think that the Broncos are going to go into Philly and fucking be the world beaters, beat the world champs by a lot. And I don't think that's going to happen.
A lot. I said 17-12, John. Jesus,
that's 5 points. That's 5 points. They're not even. They're Philly's favored by 3.5. That's a lot.
Those are huge numbers, John.
Listen, we all owe, and I'm not saying the Broncos should lay down, but we still owe the Phillies, the Eagles, and the fans of the Philadelphia Eagles, the great people of Philadelphia, we still owe them a big thank you for beating the evil in the Super Bowl this past year. We want to thank you guys. We appreciate it. Thank you again for doing that. We were very happy that happened, and we'll always respect the Eagles and the city of Philadelphia for doing that. Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Look at my arms. Look at my arms. They're flailing, just like the mayor of Philly when she didn't even know how to spell Eagles.
Yep. Hey, look, those guys they'll always have my respect because they did the right thing and vanquished those turds. They flushed those turds down the toilet.
RSPECT.
Yep. And now it's the Broncos' turn to do that. They need to keep those guys out of the playoffs. They need to keep them out of the Super Bowl. And we're going to hope that happens. So
we're going to be 3-2, John. 3-2. Okay. Believe, my friend.
I will try to believe, or what was it? Boreem? No.
Do you want to be a Bo Deemer?
I'm a Bo Reamer, is what I am.
That's the direction this was going.
I've been Bo Reamed.
You've been Bo Reamed. Ah, it's great.
When he throws a pick on Sunday, you're gonna get. I was like, oh, he just Bo Reamed us.
I said Bo no instead of
All
oh
right.
no, Bo no.
That's decent. Yeah, that's decent.
Yeah.
All right, let's get out of here. It's been
I
good.
think we should do that.
Good stuff.
I love the cheerleading clap there, John.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
I love fireballs. Apple door.
Listen, the NFL advertising works. They advertised the blazing asshole, and the captain went out and bought it, and now he's drinking it and giving them free advertising on this show, and that's great.
First taste is free, my friends. After this talent doesn't come free.
He's going to pour it in a red Solo cup, and he's going to drink it out of that and not show the bottle. So that's his prerogative. That's what he wants to do. So hey, let's get out of here. Let me dial up this music again and
dial it up to 11, John.
Hey, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. We'll get back to you in week 6, hopefully with a Broncos victory. We'll see how it goes. So for the captain and myself, this has been the Booze Up Mile High salute to you. Adios.